I'm stranded at the airport, so I am doing this video with the craziness behind me. So you are lucky because you get to benefit from it. And we're going to talk about making your show rates go up significantly. So if your show rates suck, it's not the market, it's not people these days, it's that you actually haven't done everything you could. You've just done enough to feel tired and then told yourself a cute little story about how I've tried it all. No, you haven't. If you're trying to improve your show rate, like most business owners and even a lot of copywriters, there's a 99% chance you're gaslighting yourself. Yeah, you've convinced yourself that you've done everything you can and people just don't show up anymore because of some weird random shit like COVID, the weather, AI, or the economy. Meanwhile, if we audited your funnel, we'd probably see you've been doing like 10% of what's actually possible. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the four back-end selling systems you should be running every single time you want humans to actually show up to your calls, sales calls, webinars, low to high ticket ascensions, 3-day challenges, virtual events, or whatever flavor of funnel you're running. These four systems stacked are how you move your show rate 10, 20, 30% or more instead of living at a 18% show rate. So I'm Amanda, a copywriter and cash flow machine for entrepreneurs who are already making money and want a hell of a lot more, plus the copywriters who write for them. What I'm going to give you is the playbook my clients and students use to bump show rates 20 to 40% without touching their ad spend. Let's jump into it. There's one perspective you have to hold if you want any stat in your business to go up. Your brain is designed to conserve energy, not grow your revenue. You are literally built to do the bare minimum and feel like it was a lot, then rationalize why nothing works. That's not a moral failing, that's biology. The problem is when you treat your first attempt at improving a show rate like it was a full blown campaign. You add one email, record one video, ask your setters to send her one round of DMs, and then when the stat doesn't magically jump 30%, you go, see, I tried, it didn't work. No, you touched it. You didn't work it. Sometimes one key move will spike your show rate 30%. More often, it's plus 5% from the confirmation plays, an extra 8% from emails, an extra 7% from setters, an extra 4% from paid nurture. That's your 20 to 30% lift, not one magic move. It's a stack. So as we go through these systems, keep this rule in your head that you don't stop testing a lever until the stats move, period. I run show rates through four core levers that I learned from Jeremy Haynes. So first is confirmation page that actually sells the show up. Value dense email sequences, so they're not lazy reminders. Setter closer outreach done like a luxury service, not a desperate sales bro, and the hammer them campaign, which is basically a paid content assault between opt-in and event. There is a fifth system that is around like manipulating AI search plus the info that's out there about you, but that one's we'll address that later. That needs its whole video. So for YouTube public content, you get these four, and if you actually implement them properly, you'll already be ahead of 90% of the market. All right, so system one is confirmation page that pulls weight. Most of you treat that confirmation page like a receipt. You're booked, check your email, here's the time for the call, and bye, see you later. Cool. You just wasted one of the highest intent pages in your entire funnel. Your confirmation page should behave like a mini sales environment whose only goal is get the person emotionally and logically committed to showing up. You've got two big weapons here that you can really use. One is breakout videos, real ones, not cute ones. A breakout video is a short, focused video that answers one specific question or one objection people have before the call or webinar. Most of you will record like 1 to 2 random videos, slap them on the page, see no noticeable lift, and then go, breakout videos don't work. Meanwhile, I've got people running 10 to 19 breakout videos on a single confirmation page. I know that sounds like a lot, but videos 1 to 18 are small lifts. Video 19 is the one that finally hits urgency, belief, and boom. That one show rate, double digits. The point is not have breakout videos. The point is keep iterating breakout videos until one clearly moves the stat. So where do you get ideas for breakout topics? You ask your sales team what they are sick of repeating every single day. You watch call recordings and webinars and identify what keeps coming up over and over and over again from the people watching it. And look at what people Google, DM, or email, whatever they're looking at before they buy. Then turn those into targeted videos. So like some examples might be who we're not a fit for, how we handle refunds and disputes with real receipts and numbers. What happens if this doesn't work for you? Exactly what to have ready for our call so it's not a basic Q&A. And yes, one of the most powerful categories is how bad could this actually get? Transparency. Your buyers are not just asking what's the upside, they're obsessing over if this goes sideways, how screwed am I? That's why they read the 1-star reviews first, look for scam plus your brand, hunt for horror stories on Reddit or random forums. So imagine instead of hiding from that, you actually lean into it. A video where you actually show your dispute rate, a video where you walk through why you refunded certain clients, a video where you admit, here's where we dropped the ball and here's what we did about it. You instantly differentiate yourself from everyone running the usual, we're perfect, trust us, bro script. Urgency that makes sense to a smart person. Limited spots, we're almost full on a pre-recorded webinar is just lame as fuck. Rich, busy people, they know that's BS and they can smell it a mile away. You need urgency that would make a rational, successful adult say, yeah, I get it. That's actually a reason to move. So an example is policy changes, new regulations, market shifts, windows of opportunities like zoning or legal changes in an industry, and you frame it as, here's what's changed. Here's what that means if you move now versus what happens if you wait and move later. Here's what people who move early typically get access to that late movers don't. Drop that into a tight, clear confirmation page video, and you can see double-digit show rate lifts from that one piece of messaging. Number 4 is use the confirmation page as your testing lab. Host your videos in Wistia, Vitalytics, one of those guys, and pay attention to the play rate. How many people who are actually hitting the page and actually click play? So that's the engagement. How much of the video they actually watch. If the play rate is solid, watch time is solid, show rate doesn't move, that means the message is wrong, not the confirmation page didn't work. You don't pout and stop. You fix the message and you test again. That's system number 1. System number 2 is value dense email sequences, not freaking lazy reminders. Once you find messaging that works on the confirmation page, you syndicate it into your emails. Most reminder sequences are super weak, like, hey, your call is tomorrow at 3 p.m., here's your link. Hey, your webinar is starting soon, here's the link. That's not marketing. That's not email marketing. That's calendar spam. And what you actually want is reminders wrapped inside real value emails that answer the exact things your best prospects are already researching. So stories, proof, insights that make them think, damn, if these pre-call emails are this good, I should probably show up. You can absolutely send 3 to 4 emails a day leading up to a call or webinar, sometimes up to 5 to 6 per day if the value is dialed in and your open rates stay healthy. And no, people don't complain. And even if they do, it doesn't automatically mean it's too many emails. Half the time it means your emails were boring. So the key rules are doing this turn winning videos into long form emails. When a confirmation page video hits, turn and you see a show rate lift, you get it transcribed, turn it into a long form email in your voice, Add the reminder details, the time, the date, and the link, and plug it into your pre-call webinar sequence. Now that the message is hitting on the confirmation page in their inbox and potentially again in retargeting content, we'll get there. Same idea. Multiple touch points equals more show ups. And yes, you can have an assistant feed your transcripts into AI and say, turn this into 3 value dense reminder emails in my tone. Keep the story plus the argument and add a spot for event details plus a link. Then you edit for sharpness. AI is your intern, not your replacement. Number 2 is only write what they actually give a damn about. This is where most of your value emails completely fall apart. You write what you think is interesting or what feels on brand. Your prospects are over Googling, is this program a scam? What does it actually cost? How long until I make my money back? Or what if I'm introverted, don't have an audience, hate sales? If your emails don't hit those questions head on, they feel like bullshit. So your job is to ask, if someone was serious enough to book a call or register for a webinar, what are they definitely researching right now? Then you build emails that answer those. Like, here's exactly how our pricing works and why we structure it this way. Worst case scenarios. What happens if this doesn't work for you? Who fails with this and why? So you can see if that's you. How fast our best clients recoup their investment with real numbers. That's value, that's respect, and that moves show rates. System 3, setter, closer, best practices. So if you have setters, great. If you don't, your closers can absolutely do this, but some human needs to reach out before the call or the webinar and know, hey, just checking you're still coming is not a strategy. Think about how a 4 seasons level hotel treats you before arrival. They don't text you, show up, right? They say things like, hey, we're excited to host you tomorrow. Any arrival preferences? Do you need any transport? Any dietary restrictions? We noticed last time you loved XYZ. Want us to have that ready for you? They assume the show up and make it easier plus more desirable. That's how your setters need to behave. So an example of a proper pre-call message could be, hey, just saw you booked a call with us for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Quick thing, a lot of people struggle to find the Zoom link at the last minute. Did you get the calendar invite plus email reminders okay? Also took 2 minutes to look you up. Looks like you're doing X. We've helped people, Y type people do this result. I'm going to shoot you a quick case study so that you can see what's possible before we talk. Anything specific you want us to cover on our call? That's value forward, personal, competent. If your sales team whines that they don't have capacity to do that, then they're basically saying they're comfortable with low show rates and they like easy work. You don't build a high performing back end around that attitude. You freaking replace it. The rule here is simple. Have the educational call before the call. Have the education touch before the webinar. When they show up, you're not doing basic FAQs. You're actually selling. All right, system 4, the hammer them campaign. So this one is fun. The hammer them strategy means paid content bombardment between when they book the call and the call, when they register for the webinar and the webinar, and when they buy low ticket and when they're pitched high ticket. So you're not just showing up in their feed, you're strategically retargeting them for short and long form content that reinforces the same messaging that's already working. So like seeds of belief, urgency proof, handling objections, and getting them familiar with your face and voice. I typically aim for a frequency of 15 to 20 impressions in that window. That might look like 30 to 50 short form clips, 15 to 30 long form videos. And these are distributed on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever your prospects actually scroll. And again, it's just like everything else. You don't stop because your first batch of clips didn't move the numbers. You start with content that already performed organically or in other campaigns. You mix in the breakout topics that move show rate on the confirmation page, and you watch performance and keep swapping in new angles until the frequency starts correlating with better show up numbers. You're not trying to be omnipresent. That's a myth. You're trying to be strategically repetitive around the exact beliefs that correlate with showing up and buying. So here's the part where I'm going to be super blunt with you. You want the certainty of a proven system, but you don't want to pay for the deep work, the SOPs, or the accountability. You want YouTube to just magically give you what paying clients get: specific examples for your niche, tight scripting and email templates, feedback on your actual funnel, and someone to call you out when you half-ass it. After this video, you cannot honestly say you don't know what to do to improve that show up rate. You know now that you need a confirmation page that actually sells the show up. You need value dense emails, not lazy freaking reminders. You need human outreach that feels like Four Seasons, not freaking Comcast. And you need a hammer them content campaign between the opt in and the event. From there, you're going to have two choices. Number one is do it yourself. You take what I just gave you, map it out, all your offers, build out the pages, email scripts, and ads, and keep tweaking your message until your show rate lifts 20 to 30%. Will it take work? Absolutely. Will it be worth it? Hell yeah. Even if you're halfway competent, yeah. Number two is get help. If you want someone who lives and breathes copies, funnels, and backend systems to help you, audit what you've already got, build the strategy, craft the message, and hold your feet to the fire until the numbers move, then you know where to find me. You know it's not the airport, it's in my DMs. I'm not your guru. I am the one you call when you're already making money, you know you're leaving absurd amounts on the table, and you're finally ready to stop gaslighting yourself and stop operating like a grown-ass marketer. Either way, stop pretending you've already tried everything. You haven't. Now you know better, so go move that show rate. I'll see you later.